It's the best time of the year.
Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to review Christmas with the Kranks. So Christmas with the Kranks stars Tim Allen, Jaime Lee Curtis, Cheech Marin, and Dan Aykroyd. So this film is about when Tim Allen and Jaime Lee Curtis' daughter is leaving to Peru. So it's going to be the first Christmas they're going to spend without their daughter. So then Tim Allen gets his idea for them to skip Christmas so that he and Jaime Lee Curtis could save up money to go on this cruise. Unfortunately, everyone, the whole town, are really against about the two of them skipping Christmas and try to figure out ways to get them into the holiday spirit. Christmas with the Kranks is one of the worst Christmas movies I've ever seen. One of the worst comedies I've ever seen. It is just a very bad movie in my opinion, and I'm actually surprised that the actors agreed. Like Tim Allen, he is one of my favorite actors. I love Tim Allen. What the hell is he doing here? And Aykroyd, what the hell are you doing here too, man? Cheech Marin and Jaime Lee Curtis. I don't know how the actors agreed to do this movie, to be honest. This was not the way to spread the Christmas cheer. Maybe on paper it sounded funny. Maybe it did sound like it could be a solid movie, but on paper, in my opinion, of course, it just came off very bad. The storyline is poorly written. It is so lazy. Sure, I laughed a few times in this movie. There were a few funny moments, I'm not going to deny that. But for the most part, the jokes just didn't work. The humor was just overall very forced. It doesn't even help the fact that you have annoying characters. Dan Aykroyd, well, I did like him. His character did really get on my nerves sometimes. Not all the time, but there were times where I did get really annoyed with his character because of how much he keeps forcing it down on Tim Allen and Jaime Lee Curtis' character to celebrate Christmas and all of that. Watching Christmas with the Kranks, it's like I watched two different types of movies into one movie. The first half is with Tim Allen and Jaime Lee Curtis avoiding everyone that is trying to force them to celebrate Christmas, and the second half, I really don't want to spoil, even though I feel like it wouldn't matter, but you could pretty much predict what's going to happen in the second half, and the movie turns into a whole nother thing. And Aykroyd just leads the whole block like he's the ruler. Then I like Jaime Lee Curtis, but dear God, she was so terrible in this movie. Everyone else was actually pretty good, but Jaime Lee Curtis, I couldn't stand her character. Her acting was terrible. Her character throughout was so obnoxious. The movie also does lack heart. It doesn't get heartwarming until towards the end. When it did get heartwarming near the end, that's when I actually was liking the movie. I liked the overall heart in the movie. It was this nice 5 to 8 minute scene towards the end. That was like the only scene out of the whole movie that actually gave me that feel-good Christmas feeling. It actually had a good message from there about putting others before yourself without getting the details. So from there, it's like the film actually had a good message. Finally, there's a good message, but everything else leading up to that heartwarming moment near the end, it was just setting up bad examples. The message I got from this movie is basically, you have to follow everything this guy on the block says. If you don't follow him, then you're a bad person. Like, really? They have to get a giant frosty snowman to put it on top of the rooftop? Everyone in the neighborhood has to do that? So I found that extremely fucking stupid. Now, my only positives is that I liked Tim Allen. I thought he was good. I liked Dan Aykroyd, even though yes, sometimes I got annoyed with his character, but I still liked Dan Aykroyd nonetheless. He was still good overall. I liked Cheech Marin, even though he didn't have really much to do in his role. And I did like the actor who played Tim Allen's elderly neighbor. Like I said, that heartwarming moment I really did enjoy. That was when I actually did like the movie. And I did laugh a few times. I chuckled a couple of times. But overall, Christmas with the Kranks is pretty mean-spirited. The majority of the jokes fall flat. They feel so forced. They're not very clever. The storyline is terrible. It's weak with its pacing. Jaime Lee Curtis was annoying as hell. And it really is, honestly, one of the worst Christmas movies I've ever seen. This is not the way to get into the Christmas spirit. I even did like the actress that played Tim Allen and Jaime Lee Curtis' daughter. You know, she was pretty and I thought the actress did a good job. But honestly, I am going to have to give Christmas with the Kranks 1.5 out of 4 stars. Oh well, at least Tim Allen has the Santa Claus trilogy. Yes, the Santa Claus 3 included, which I know doesn't have very good reviews, but I honestly even liked the Santa Claus 3. At least they could get me into the Christmas spirit, unlike this piece of shit right here. So everyone, in the comments down below, let me know, what did you think of Christmas with the Kranks? This is 22 Tiger Dude, and don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!